Have you ever seen someone walk into a room and, without saying a single word, completely change the energy? That's Burak Özçivit. Tall. Striking. Unshakably calm. He doesn't need to speak loudly to command attention. And if you've ever watched Turkish TV, you've probably heard the nickname, the Turkish Brad Pitt. But is that really a fair comparison? Or, is Burak something else entirely, something unique? Today, we explore the life, the career, and the worldwide rise of a man who went from modeling in Istanbul to becoming a global symbol of elegance, masculinity, and cinematic presence. This is the full story of Burak Özçivit. He was born on December 24, 1984, in Istanbul. And at first, there was no spotlight. No stage. No cameras. Just a regular boy with quiet ambition, and a face the world hadn't discovered yet. He studied photography at university. But it wasn't long before people noticed. He didn't belong behind the camera. He belonged in front of it. In 2003, he became Best Model of Turkey. And just like that, doors started opening. Fashion campaigns. Magazine covers. Runways. But Burak wasn't content with just being admired. He wanted to be felt. He wanted to act. His first roles were small. He appeared in XE18 and took on other early dramas. But from the start, he had that presence. The kind of energy that doesn't need to shout. You felt it. That stillness. That control. It was like watching someone who knew who he was, even before the rest of the world figured it out. Then came the breakthrough. In 2013, he starred in the legendary Turkish drama Kuruluş. It was more than a series. It was a cultural revival. And Burak's performance, as Cameron, captured hearts everywhere. Audiences saw something more than a romantic lead. They saw depth. Emotion. And a burning intensity just beneath the surface. Oh, and his chemistry with co-star Fahri Evcen? Off the charts. So off the charts, that fiction became reality. The two actors fell in love. Later married. And became one of Turkey's most beloved celebrity couples. But Burak's biggest leap came 2 years later. With a show called Kara Sevda, or as the world knows it, Endless Love. This was not just another romance. It was raw. It was dark. It was unforgettable. Burak played Kemal, a working-class man pulled into a tragic, passionate love story that took viewers through class struggle, betrayal, and heartbreak. And let me tell you, Burak was magnetic. He didn't just act. He burned on screen. So much so, that Kara Sevda went on to become the first Turkish series to win an international Emmy. It was dubbed in over 30 languages. Broadcast in more than 80 countries. And suddenly, Burak Özçivit wasn't just Turkey's heartthrob. He was the world's. That's when the comparison started. International media couldn't help it. The Turkish Brad Pitt. And sure, on the surface, you can see it. That jawline. That intense stare. That balance of danger and charm. But let's be honest. It's not just the looks. Like Brad, Burak has mastered the quiet charisma. He doesn't need to overact. He doesn't need explosive dialogue. He can stand in silence and steal the entire scene. And just when you thought he'd peaked, Burak did something totally different. He became a warrior. In 2019, he took on the role of Osman Bey, the founder of the Ottoman Empire, in the historical epic, Kuruluş, Osman. It was bold. It was physical. It was legendary. Burak spent months training, with swords, on horseback, in war choreography. This wasn't just a role. It was a transformation. He became the face of Turkish history. And the world noticed, again. The series was sold across the Middle East, Europe, and Asia. And Burak's image, dressed as a 13th century hero, became iconic. But acting isn't the only area where Burak shines. Let's talk about style. Because Burak doesn't just look good. He looks timeless. On red carpets, he wears classic suits with effortless confidence. Off-screen, he's sharp, clean, and always well put together. He's become the face of brands like Pepsi, Clear Men, and Altinildas. Not just for his fame, but because he represents masculine elegance. He's not chasing trends. He is the trend. Now let's talk about something rare in the world of celebrities. Stability. Burak's personal life is calm, private, grounded. His marriage to Fari Efsun is not a publicity stunt. It's real. They have 2 beautiful children. And together, they represent something that's hard to find in showbiz. Trust. No scandals. No chaos. Just love and loyalty. And for fans around the world, that means a lot. So, what's next? Will we see Burak in Hollywood? Is he planning to break into the US market? The truth is, he doesn't need to. He's already international. Already beloved in countries where Hollywood stars are barely known. Burak Özçivit built his empire from Turkey, not from L.A. And that makes him even more powerful. But if Hollywood does come calling, and let's face it, they should, Burak is more than ready. He's got the depth, the discipline, and that rare screen magnetism that no casting director can resist. So now, let's return to the question. Is Burak Özçivit truly the Turkish Brad Pitt? Yes. And maybe even more. Because Burak isn't copying anyone. He's carving his own legacy. A legacy of passion, discipline, style, and fire. He is the face of a new generation of global stardom. And whether he's leading armies, breaking hearts, or smiling quietly in a press photo, one thing's for sure. Burak Özçivit was born to be watched. Is Burak Özçivit already one of the greatest actors in the history of Turkish television and cinema? Has he earned his place alongside the legends, not just for his talent, but for the way he represents Turkish culture on a global stage? Maybe you've watched him as Kemal in Kara Sevda, maybe as Osman Bey leading an empire, or maybe you've simply admired his poise, his presence, his elegance. Whatever brought you here, one thing's clear. Burak is no longer just a Turkish actor. He's a global storyteller. A man who's made millions around the world feel something, whether it was heartbreak, pride, admiration, or inspiration. So tell us in the comments. Left speech bubble, what's your favorite Burak Özçivit moment? Clapperboard, which role do you think defines him best? Fire, and do you believe his biggest chapter is still yet to come? We want to hear from you. Because this channel isn't just about stars, it's about the people who love them. It's about you. And if you've enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and tap the bell so you never miss another journey through the world of Turkish drama's brightest icons. We've only just begun.